Currently, we believe that this was not a random act of violence. The parties involved may have been known to each other, or the victims may have in fact been involved in some type of criminal activity. Early indications are that they are not affiliated with any known street gang, and they are currently not cooperating with us in this investigation. But I can tell you that in the coming days we are going to learn a lot more about these two young men and whoever it is that they are affiliated with, as well as who may have shot these two individuals. So I'm looking at this case closely for a couple of reasons. I want to address some concerns about downtown, and is it safe downtown? And we all know that personal safety is as much about perception as it is about statistics. And I can tell you that in recent years, really, the alpha sector of downtown has been one of the safest neighborhoods in our community. There have been no other shootings that have occurred at or near the Art Walk in recent memory, or according to the data when we take a look. And of course, we work closely with our folks at Downtown Vision. We've got a great partnership there, as they are here with us today as well. And they'll tell you, and we just talked about this, that over 150 art walks, over 13 years, no one can recall any act of gun violence other than last night. So we work in order for you to be safe, but we also want you to feel safe wherever you go. Special events are important in our community. They are the core of what makes our quality of life here in Jacksonville what it is. And you can count on us to look at this from an operational standpoint to see if there's anything we can do in terms of staffing. Was our staffing appropriate last night? Were officers deployed appropriately? Things that we always look at when we have an event like this, especially in and around special events. Every special event that we're involved in is an opportunity to look at the plans to see if they can be improved upon. And really, it's no secret that as the world continues to be a dangerous place, gatherings of people can become targets for those who wish to make a statement or do harm. And this is something that we are constantly focused on and obviously work hard and plan for. I do want to take a minute and thank all of the citizens that provided information and statements to the officers, as well as all the businesses in the downtown area that we have partnerships with that assisted us. I want to thank the officers and investigators who have done a terrific job up to this point. The compliments from our partners downtown continue to come in, but I want you to know that we won't stop until those responsible for this act of violence are arrested and the full facts of this incident are known to us. We want everyone to know that there are literally thousands of good citizens also attending these events who stand by and stand ready if they see something to say something to us to help us to solve and prevent these crimes. And obviously they are aware of their surroundings, but we want people to have fun and do that responsibly. So I would encourage people to come downtown and come see special events wherever they are and go enjoy the many cool things that we have going on in our city. So with that, I'll be glad to answer a few questions. Yes, ma'am.
Can you confirm whether the shooting was retaliatory for a previous shooting?
There's no indication of that as of yet.
Okay, so now if we had heard early on that it was retaliatory for the previous day shooting, have you guys heard that, or right now you don't know?
So I can tell you that we can't confirm that, and it obviously is something that we will look at in terms of the investigation, but no, at this point we can't confirm that it's a retaliatory shooting.
When was the last time there was a shooting in downtown that left someone injured?
So we'll have to dig that stat up for you, and we were looking at that earlier today, and I don't have that here with me. So downtown for us, keep in mind, is we will define downtown as south of like State and Union Street. It's our Alpha 1, 2, and 3 sectors, right. West of 95, east of the river, correct. Well, the lower part of Zone 1. So Zone 1 goes all the way up to Trout River on the north. So it's that lower part of the Alpha sectors of Zone 1.
Sheriff, you said there may have been another crime being committed at the time. Can you elaborate on that?
No, I can't elaborate. Just part of the ongoing investigation. Something got those parties in that alleyway. Again, it's not we do believe not a random act of violence. What got them there, we're not sure. Could have been a drug deal. Could have been something else. Put all those parties together in that alleyway. That's what we hope to find out during the investigation.
Logistically, where is this? Is the alleyway near Peterbrooks and across from Wells Fargo?
It's in the 100 block of North Laura Street.
But is it in the Landing and Bay or between Bay?
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
Sheriff, there are people that are now not going to go near downtown talking to people today. They're scared to death. You've got a mob of kids, that's what they would describe, that out there with guns, shooting people. How are you going to protect people?
Well, again, I think a couple of things. I think we do a good job of planning and preparing and putting enough policemen in the right place at the right time to keep things and prevent things like this from happening. And when they do happen, we analyze that and make sure that if we can improve upon it, we will. I think the important message for today is that this was not a random act of violence in terms of, again, people just showing up and shooting random citizens who are downtown. We don't believe this to be a random act of violence. The parties, again, we believe know each other. Something brought them together. Could have been some other criminal act brought them together, and that's what led to the shooting. We will know more as the investigation unfolds. But again, in terms of a random act of violence against someone attending the art walk, that's not what this was.
Following up on what Jim was asking, is there a group of people who are coming down to that area? They're not coming for art walk, they're just gathering there at the same time, or just after art walk happens? Is something y'all have seen happen Wednesday and has been happening for a while? And if that's the case, what can you do about it?
Yeah, you know, we haven't seen really a pattern like that developing consistently over time. We always have events downtown where you see that pop up every now and again, and that's what it was, you know, last night. So it all comes down for us. Again, it's a free country, so you can come and go like you want. You can go to different events around the community, and we encourage people to do that, but you have to obey the law all the time, and we have to be able there to staff appropriately and to protect the people that are there who want to obey the law from people who don't. So we've got to always look at that and make sure, but in terms of an ongoing pattern or trend or any of that going on in the city, no, we don't see that.
To follow with him, we were being told there were 15 people deep. Two of our coworkers said it was rather nerve-wracking to walk through this group of kids to go from one park to another. Some also said it was the last day before school started. This could have been the last free-night fling. Any thoughts about why there was such a large gathering of teens?
You could be right. And last night before school, again, that's part of what we'll hope to uncover during the investigation. And again, let me stress the lack of this being a random act of violence. Something brought these parties together in that alleyway, and it, again, obviously ended up two people being shot and injured.
The arrest report says that there was a holster on one of the victims. Was there an exchange of gunfire, and was one of the victims armed?
So we know there are multiple calibers of firearms shell cases recovered at the scene. So yes, multiple different weapons being fired.
And is it believed one of the victims is one of the ones who fired?
Well, that's part of the investigation, but we believe, obviously, again, not a random act of violence. Something brought these people together. One of the victims did, in fact, have a holster with no gun. There's a car involved in the event later on that comes up in the investigation. Again, a car where we find an empty holster in the car. So not a lot of cooperation from within the group. A lot of cooperation from the people in and around the area, the businesses, and the good people who came down to the art walk. But it's something we'll continue to dig into and get some answers for.
Understanding that this was not a random act of violence, is there a concern that art walk may be lending itself for this kind of activity to be going on?
You know, I don't think so. I think, again, you have one event. You have an event that we know not to be, again, a random act of violence. And it's important to us to make sure, again, that we take a look at staffing. We take a look at how we have the officers there deployed. Are they in the right place? Do we keep them there long enough? All of those things we will look at to make sure we make that art walk in that downtown area a safe place for people to come and visit.
I kind of have two questions. First is the age of the victim was 16, 17. One of them had a gun holster. Yes, that's not.
Right.
Can you maybe speak to that issue of youth and inflation, in particular guns in that community, and what you guys deal with on a daily basis there?
So, you know, it's not just youth, unfortunately, but we do have a bad mix of guns and illegal drugs and things like that going on in the city that has been, again, a challenge for us for many years, and we've talked about it a lot, and I think you see this as being a symptom of that. When we know more about exactly what happened in this event, we can speak more directly to what maybe the driver was in this, but it's a challenge that we face, you know, in many different parts of the city every day.
Second question that was, what was the staff levels at our walk from off-duty and on-duty?
I don't have it here, but I'll get it for you. I'll get it for
Sheriff,
you.
with the victims not being that cooperative, talk to us about how you guys hope to put the pieces together, especially using technology. I know there was a lot of cameras downtown.
So it's like any investigation. I mean, you use, you know, unfortunately, many times we have people involved in these incidents that don't cooperate. But there are a lot of people that watch, a lot of people that see, a lot of witnesses that are around, and a lot of technology that we can leverage. So we will do all of that, and again, hope to be able to put something together and paint a picture of what happened last night.
You have cameras everywhere down there. They want to see, were they being used during the event?
So we have some cameras down there. The city does. You've got businesses that have cameras. So there's there's a mix of who owns the camera canopy downtown, so that's part of what we will look at, and we'll leverage where we can.
You know, for the event?
No, we don't know.
They weren't?
We don't, I don't know if they were being used for the event.
Sheriff, can you speak on the fact that there were so many people there? I've heard figures at a given time, maybe 1,000 or something like
Sure.
that. How easily could this have been a much more serious situation?
Well, again, I think, it could have, and I think it's important for us to, again, take a look at how we are preparing for those events in terms of staffing. And again, the same things I've talked about, putting officers in the right place at the right time, keeping in mind that, especially the Art Walk, it's an event we want a lot of people to come to. And it's an event people can come and go to freely, but we've got to be there, and that's the challenge for us, is to make sure that we have enough officers to secure, the blocks, the city blocks are involved in that, and be able to monitor that type of activity. Really important for us, too, to ask people to stay aware of their surroundings. And when you see something out of place, make sure you go grab that officer and tell him, hey, I don't like what I just saw. I'm not sure about this. None of that bothers us. None of that you're not bothering an officer by telling him you see something that's out of place. It may be the last piece of the puzzle that we need to make a stop or to take action against a group who may again be planning to do something, to a large group of people. So we would always encourage people to get involved with us, people to stay alert, people to stay aware, share that information with us, and then obviously the work that we do is we've always got to evaluate that and continue to improve upon it.
If somebody's going to the February Art Walk, 7-year goal, will they see more officers out there? If y'all determine at this point how y'all are going to do things differently?
They will probably see more of a presence. There may be more people there that they don't recognize to be police officers that will be there as well. We obviously are going to take a hard look at that and make sure that we put the staffing levels where they need to be to protect not only this event, but all these events downtown. I mean, these events continue to grow. We continue to have more and more activity downtown, which is what we all want, and it's good for the city. So we've got to be on the front edge of that, making sure that we have, officers that are at these events in appropriate numbers that can help protect, the people that are
With
there.
the art walk, correct?
Yeah.
Can you mind stepping up to the mic? Because I think that's a question that people were having all day, the future of the art walk. What will change?
So my name is Jake Gordon. I'm the CEO of Downtown Vision. We produce Art Walk. Downtown Vision's produced it for the last 13 years, as the sheriff said. We're just very thankful for JSO. We work constantly with them all the time to make sure the people that come to our event are safe. And so, this has been a very unfortunate incident, very unusual in my understanding from my board of directors. And so, but we don't want to let that spoil what has been a fantastic event for 13 years. So,
What about next? What do you want to see different, and what do you want to tell people out there?
well, I would reiterate what the sheriff said, that downtown is very safe. I mean, we feel that downtown is very safe. I just walked over here all the time. We're out and about, and I think, when an unfortunate incident like this happens, you need to maybe think about that a little bit, but the reality is it's very safe. And JSO does an amazing job of that.
What type of statistics do you have available on how safe downtown is? And is it compared to the rest of the city?
Yeah, I can answer
Well,
that.
we
Yeah.
defer to JSO to all those
Yeah,
law
but-
enforcement statistics.
And the statistics that they use for downtown come from us. So we'll put something together for you to show you what the alpha sectors look like, and we can do that.
On security, how much is that? You paid for security downtown?
Yeah, we pay through the normal special events procedures. We engage off-duty officers and work with JSO on that.
Do you know how many and how much? And is that through the city or through you?
We can get that to you. I'm sure that'll come through JSO. Yeah.
In terms of the shooting itself, any clarity on how many suspects you may be looking for?
At this point, no. So we're not quite sure at this point. It could be as many as 2, but we can't confirm that right now. As soon as we know more and we have suspect information to put out, we absolutely do that.
Sheriff, what's your message to those that want to do similar acts of violence in the city?
Well, listen, I would tell you this. I think as much as we want people to come downtown and enjoy that and invite those people to come downtown, it's clear that we have a really intense focus on downtown. So if you're coming downtown to do anything other than enjoy downtown, I think you should be prepared for some interaction with JSO.
And given the amount of cameras that were in the area, the amount of evidence you've been able to uncover, is there anything you want to say to the suspects themselves if they're watching?
No, I think, time will tell, and we'll be able to put a good case together, and they'll hear from us very soon.
Last question?
Yep,
Sheriff,
last question.
Do you have any evidence that he was one or two different committed crimes?
We do not at this point. So again, part of the ongoing investigation. Thank you guys for coming out. We appreciate it.